Hello, hello. All right, so here we are. Right off the bat, I freaking love your branding. I love your logo. It's so Cal. Like, I know it's Southern California, but it's also like so California. And I really love that. I love your fonts. I love the layout here. It's very simple. I like the slider. Um, at home, about, packages, blog, and contact. Okay, so I'm going to dive into your menu in a minute. I'm going to start by scrolling. As a client, the first thing I would do would be to start scroll and see what's on your page. So SoCal wedding photographer, awesome. Vibrant imagery for the happy and sappy. I fucking love this. Right off the bat here, I'm in. I love this so much. The saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and I'm here to capture the millions more that make up your love story in beautiful photos that will let you relive your favorite memories over and over again. It's my job to get you photos that give you goosebumps that you can't stop looking at, photos that you're absolutely obsessed with. To put it simply, I love love. There's nothing that makes me happier than getting to be document your love. Okay, you need to fix that. That's sounds weird. And we're going to have so much fun doing that. Okay, so the only real critique I have here is there's a lot of I statements, and I say this a lot in my reviews. I love the words here. I love what you're saying, and I love the idea behind it. But there's always a but. You need to switch it around a little bit so that you're talking more about them and less about you. So I'm here to capture. It's my job. I love love. There's nothing that makes me happier. Okay, great. But your clients don't care about you at this point. They care about them. So you need to reword this in a way that is speaking to them. So you can say, the saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And your photos will capture the million more that make up your love story. You'll have beautiful photos that will let you relive your favorite memories over and over again. Your photos will give you goosebumps. You won't be able to stop looking at them. You'll be so absolutely obsessed. See, so there's a little bit of a difference. It's less about it's my job. I'm going to be happy doing this. They don't care why you're happy. They want to be happy. So just tweak it a little bit because I love the sentiment here and I love what's going on, but you're making it about you when it needs to be about them. I know it's really hard to get out of that bubble. So right here, you need a learn more button because as we keep scrolling here, it goes into a review, which is fine. Another review, another review. You have some weird layout stuff happening here. So you might want to fix whatever's going on there. I think it's the date and category, maybe. Yes, that's overlapping your titles. I don't know what's going on there, but you might want to fix that. And so there's literally, you're not telling me where to go on this page at all. I've scrolled to the bottom and not once have you asked me to learn more or contact you or anything. You can't expect potential clients to just know what to do next because a lot of them aren't going to know what to do next. People aren't as tech savvy as we assume that they are, and we sort of have to handhold. And your website is going to be like this create your own journey type of thing. You need to create a path through your website that your clients are going to follow. Your goal needs to be getting from this homepage to your contact page. And you need to get them there with as much information as possible without overwhelming them and still leaving room for them to have questions. Because if someone comes on your website and they have absolutely no questions at all, why are they going to reach out to you? I mean, other than to book. but then your website has to be really good at converting, right? And right now, your homepage hasn't asked me to do anything. Nothing. And that is a problem. So you're probably getting people who come on, they scroll, they might click around a little bit, and then they're off, right? So you have to demand these things from potential clients. You have to let them know that, hey, it's okay for you to reach out, because they might not know how. Like, everyone has different websites. It's not all standard. And if they're going through, 50 different photographers looking for something, then you need to make sure you have those buttons and those things ready for them to click on. So I highly recommend you have a learn more or about working, learn more typically is a really good one to stick with. So let's see here. What is about? I'm going to assume that this is about you and not about your photography. It is about you. You are adorable. Oh my goodness. Bro or dude. Nice. I like the about you. However, let's be friends, contact. Cool. I love that. I love let's be friends. That's cute. That is to the point. I really like it. Though I might not know that it's a button. That's the only thing, is some people might just think that this is a let's be friends like statement rather than a hey, click me. So as much as I love it, you might want to rethink let's be friends as a clickable point. Okay, so we have an about you, and then we dive straight into packages, which I am just going to open up a couple tabs here. Weddings, couples engagements, maternity, family, and grads. Okay. Your weddings this is beautiful. Your photos are beautiful, so no worries there. I know I'm a little biased, but I believe your wedding photos are the most important part of your big day. So much love and excitement, and I'm honored to document I. My style. I provide. Okay, more I statements. So again, you need to rework this. I like the words. I like the vibe. I like you. I mean, honestly, I would have hired you. I really like your work, and I do like your personality coming through. Oh, wow, my parents were hot. Yeah, I love that. I freaking love that. But you definitely need to be less me, I, and more, hey, client, you. So like, you can say, you could get rid of I'm a little biased, but I don't know that I would start with an I statement. So you could just start with, your wedding photos are the most important part of your big day. Like, don't just say, I believe that. Put it as a statement. Your wedding photos are the most important part of your day. Once the cake is gone, that's all they have left, right? Like, we know that. But this is, don't be wishy-washy about it. Be like, hey, your wedding photos are fucking important, right? There's so much love and excitement that it all takes place in one day. And you'll have these beautiful memories to hold on to forever. You'll have every moment that will make your future kids look at your wedding photos and go, wow, my parents were hot. Think about sitting on that couch with your spouse 10 years from now, holding an album full of memories of your father being unable to hold back his tears or the Grammy-worthy performances. So, like, you can literally just get rid of the I's. Like, I think about you sitting, think about sitting on the couch with your spouse. Like, put it straight into them. This is so easy to reword, and I love what you have here. Like, don't get me wrong. This is phenomenal. This is an emotional connection. This is what people want. But you need less I statements and more you statements. I'm going to keep scrolling. Let's get you married. I love it. Included with every package. starting at, okay, hit me up for my full investment guide. Contact me right here. Little contact button. Perfect. And then they can keep scrolling, right? Oh, tell me the deets. See, I love it, but it needs to be right here, right under the investment. And honestly, actually, you could do it right here. There's nothing wrong with making an emotional connection and then asking them to contact you, like at all. Ask them to contact you right here. Or if you really want them to see the price first, you can ask them to contact you here. But I think you could potentially have people contacting you just from the photo and this. Yes, I travel, and tell me the deets. So yeah, honestly, you could probably have a contact here and then the contact at the bottom, and that could work. But I do feel like, honestly, 100%, I feel like this is the best spot for a contact point because they'll have made an emotional connection and they'll have seen your pricing. So I think that could be good. The only thing you risk here is losing them with the price because you've made a really beautiful emotional connection here that once they see the price, they might bail out. So I don't know if you wanted, like, I mean, this is just so clean. I was gonna say maybe like an FAQ page or something, but honestly, oh, and then you have your gallery at the bottom. I really like this. I really like this. I really think you're losing people with your I statements. Like your whole website is about what I can do rather than what they want and about them. You're so close, seriously. All right. So maybe rethink where we're putting our pricing and where we want to put a contact button. You definitely need a contact button in here. And probably going to say the same thing for these. Okay, but the layout is slightly different here. And actually, I think I like this better. I like this layout way better than this layout. This, I don't necessarily know to keep scrolling for photos. And the only reason I knew to keep scrolling was because I looked over here at my slider and there was like all of this page left. So I assumed, but not everyone is going to do that. And that doesn't always show up on a desktop or on a mobile very clearly. So you might want to reconsider this layout. You could say, hit me up for my full investment guide. And yes, I travel. And then you could have your button that says, tell me the deets, and then your gallery below. And you could get rid of this whole section. I really don't think this is necessary at all. Unless you had an FAQ page where you had lots of questions like this, I don't feel like this is super necessary. And it will stop people. Once they see the price and a contact, if they don't see like a bunch of photos, like the gallery down here, they're not going to keep scrolling. If they see a review, they're not going to keep reading. They're not. So I would honestly rearrange this page to be more like the couples page. I really like this. I don't even mind the price sitting here, though I might make the price smaller. When it's the biggest font on the page, that sort of says, hey, this is the most important thing. And I know you want to bring attention to it, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary. I think you don't really have, like this is your couples and engagements page, but it doesn't say anything about couples or engagements as your main header here. Like you could totally have a header this size that says couples and engagements, right? Or it'd be really cool if it was like in this font, like your Danielle Dong font. That would be really awesome if it was this font. if you're capable on this website, I don't know who your host is, saying, couples and engagements in the same font. So, or even just in this font. And then maybe it would have to be bigger than the pricing. Because right now your pricing, by having it be the biggest font on your page, you're telling me that it's the most important thing. And I don't think the pricing is the most important thing, right? Your most important thing is jumping in the ocean and dancing and riding motorcycles. I freaking love this. Not pricing. So their eyes are going to skip this and they're going to go straight to here. You don't want them to skip this. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is an experience. This is an emotional connection. But they're not going to see it when this is the biggest word on the page. Our eyes naturally go to whatever the header is. Think about when you're driving down the street and there's a billboard. What is the very first thing you see on the billboard other than the photo? The first words you see are whatever is biggest. So this is what people are seeing. They're going to come in, they're going to see a beautiful photo, and they're going to go $400, and they're going to go, meh, okay. And that's it. That's what's going to happen. So you need to rethink your formatting a bit here. You do, I think, need some kind of H1 header here. And then it needs to be bigger than this because you don't want this to be the first thing that they go to. But you're almost there. You're almost there. Okay, I'm going to pop over to family and maternity. Oh, God, I wish I had gardens like this. Okay, you need more. I mean, you have all of this beautifulness for couples and engagements. You have this incredible amount of stuff for weddings. Fill that out here too. We need more. And I like this layout, but I do think you need a header. Graduates, very cute. Short and sweet, but I think you do need just a little bit more here. Or at least like, why? Grads have a special place in your heart. Good for you. Why should they hire you? Why? Why do they want we educated. That's funny. Why do they want grad photos? Like, why? Why is this important? Why is this a thing? Tell me. Tell me why. Tell them why. Tell them why. The same way that you told these couples to say, man, my parents were hot. Tell me why I want graduation photos. Tell me why it's important. That's what we need, okay? So you're close here. It's like you put all this energy into weddings and couples and engagements, and then these two kind of just went, I don't care as much. Right? So you definitely, and that comes across. People who come to your website and they're like really into it and they really are looking, they're going to see that you didn't put as much energy into this emotion as you did into this emotion. So think about that. Yes, I would do your wedding page like this though. I would lay it out like this. I would give everything a header. I wouldn't call it packages. Like, I know that's what it is, but I wouldn't call it packages. I would call it sessions or the experience, or you could even call it investment, but I don't like investment. I would say the experience or information, sessions. I would give it another word. Packages immediately goes to pricing, and packages makes me think that you have multiple, which I mean technically you do because you have 4. But you also don't fully go into your pricing. So I don't think I would call it packages. I would definitely pick something else that's more explanatory of what this is, because this is about your sessions. This is about the experience. This is like the why behind why they want photos. So I don't think packages quite describes that. So pick another word. Okay, and then you have a blog. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Going forward, your blogs need words. Google likes words, not just photos. So these are freaking awesome. Um, yeah, you need words. Even if it's like, ask your clients to write about their experience with you. Say, hey, I'm going to put your photos up on a blog. Can you tell me your story? Especially for like couples, right? Tell me your story. Tell me how you got together. And then put that shit on the page. Like, I love the story of how Hannah and Edward met. Here, let me share it from their point of view and then put it in there. Like, this is like an easy thing, and it's like you don't think about it, but it's stupid easy. But you need words for blogs. You need words for blogs. This could be like the calling card. Google will look at it and be like, oh yes, these are good words, and you'll start ranking. So more words. And like I said, they can be your clients' words. They don't have to be your words. You can totally ask your clients for stories, especially couples. And your maternity. I mean, you can totally ask them to tell them their family story, their birth story, their, whatever. You could interview your graduates about what they plan to do after high school or after college, or what their ideas are, where they're going to move, what their big dreams are, what their big goals are. Like, you could interview them and then just put that as the words on the blog. So you don't have to be the one making up the content. You just have to arrange the content. But I think your blog going forward needs words, especially because the only words really on here are the little blip on your home and then the little blips on your information pages. So, which is good. That's all good information. But, excuse me. Your blog can be like a big calling card. Okay, and then contact. Let's talk details. I love it. Your partner's email, your partner's full name. Okay, so like what about, okay, it's not required. Honestly, I would just do name, location, email. I would just get rid of partner. You can ask that later. And you would ask that later because you'd be filling out contracts and things. But it also gives you a point of communication for any email or anything. Like that can be like, oh, what's your partner's name? Like that can be like a door opening conversation. Like, tell me about you and your partner, right? So you can definitely, I think, get rid of some of that, because honestly, the short and sweet contact form is better. And your partner's email, I know I wouldn't put that in there. My husband hates giving out his email if he doesn't have to. I pass out my email willy-nilly, like I don't freaking care. But he's a little more concerned with where he puts his email. So you might get a little bulk with this. I know it's not required, but people don't always look at that. And yeah, but I mean, honestly, you could keep it short and sweet. Session type, desired session date. Is your date flexible? Cool. This is a lot. I would shorten this a lot. There's really no reason for a lot of this, because a lot of this you would get through like an intake form. Once you know that it's a wedding, you would send them a get to know you form, right? Like, hey, great, thanks for reaching out. I'd love some more information and we can chat more about your day. And that's where you ask them about their venue and whatever else we had down here. Your vision for your wedding. Why do you think I'd be a good person to capture this for you? I mean, they like your photos enough to click on contacting you. this would throw me off completely. I would stop filling out this form, honestly, if it were me. As much as I love your work and I like your personality, I would struggle with this. And I feel like when people do fill this out for you, you get two types of people. You either get the people who are like, oh my God, I love your work. This is so amazing and I want to hire you. And then you have people who are like, period, or NA, or I don't know. I feel like this goes like one of two ways. But you do have people who are like, I don't want to fill all this out. Like, this is a lot. It becomes like a application, and that can be really off-putting. And I kind of wonder if you have people coming to this page and going, I'll fill this out later. And then they totally forget to come fill it out later because of how long it is. So I would shorten this up a lot. I would do your name, your location, your email, your phone number. That's all fine. Even Instagram is fine, though I might make it not required. I mean, I don't use Instagram, so at least I do, but I really suck at it. So I probably wouldn't want to even give my Instagram. Definitely leave session type. You can leave desired session date. And is your date flexible? But then I would get rid of all of this. Venue, locations, estimated budget. You could have a little blip that says anything else I need to know, right? Or anything else. Then they can put in locations if they want to. They can put in, what if they have a due date. They could put in their vision for the wedding. I mean, people who are going to share, I promise. But some people just want the information. So this can really go two ways. I mean, you're either going to have people who are like really enthusiastic about filling out this form, or you're more likely going to have people who are like, well, this is a lot. I don't want to fill this out right now. Because, people browse this kind of stuff like on their lunch breaks at work. I know for me, I'd be like, okay, I'll come back to this later, and I'd bookmark it, and then I would totally forget. So you want to make this as easy as possible for them to fill out, like right here, right now. That's how quick and easy and simple. You basically want them to be able to hit the autofill button on their phone and click send it. And I know you want the details, and I know like this is all beautiful stuff to have, especially when you're writing out that first email back to them. But you can ask these questions in that first email. This can open up a communication door. Rather than you just like diving into all about their wedding, you can ask more questions in that first email. But I think this form needs to be shortened up a lot. Okay, so from here, what you need to do, we're going to start here real quick. So from your homepage, I'm going to try to run through this real quick again. You need a more info button here. And it could be two different buttons. You could do weddings, and then you could do maternity or grads. I mean, you could have like 4 little buttons, like click for more info, maternity, couples. You could have 4 little buttons, and each of those buttons goes to one of these pages, right? It's like choose your own adventure. Because then when they get to one of these pages, your next goal is contact me. Contact me. That's awesome. That's 2 clicks to your contact page. That's phenomenal. And you make emotional connections, which is great, but your homepage doesn't get you there. Remember, there's nothing on your homepage telling me like where to go or what to do. I'm like, I don't fucking know where to go. Where do I go? So you need something in here that, guides them over to these pages, which you are going to rename from packages to something else. Sessions, the experience, something that says more about working with you and less about pricing. Packages totally just, it's like pricing. Here's my pricing, which again is making it seem like the price is more important than the photos, which is not true. You and your photos are more important. So we need to make sure that your website is speaking to that. Also, your work like screams clean and high end, and they're vibrant and happy, and honestly they look expensive. So packages is like McDonald's in my mind, and you need to be like like a high-end steakhouse, right? You need something else that's stepping away from the pricing and keeping with the experience. And I really like the words the experience. That's my go-to. And you need to just rearrange this a little bit here. We need to go home and then your packages and then about. Just flip-flop these two because we don't need to know about you yet. You're not the most important thing. And the fact that it's the second thing right here, you even might want to say about me or about Danielle. That way they don't think that this is about the photos. So like that's really confusing as well when they come on here and they're like, scroll, they're like, okay, well there's no button. So they come back up here and they're like, oh, about, thinking maybe it's going to be like, oh, about the photos, but it's not, it's about you. It's not about your photos at all. It's about you. And they don't care about you yet. So you need to rearrange this a little bit here. And honestly, it's good. You have 5 links. I like it. It's clean. It's simple. Just rearrange these 2 right here. Just flip-flop about and experience. That's it. Maybe even clarify and make it about me. But honestly, you're there. I love your work. I love how clean this is. And honestly, I think with just a little bit of rearranging, adding in some headers, switching out some of your I statements, I really think you're there. You're like so there. And I don't think you're going to hate me for this. So that's good. Yeah, I think you're there. Your work is gorgeous, honestly. You're just, I think, missing the mark a smidge, but it's mostly that homepage that you're not telling the clients where to go or what to do. You're sort of just leaving it to them. And they're going to scroll down and read and then look at this and this and this and this. And then they're going to get lost in your blog, which also has no links to contact. See, like contact me. Put something in here at the top of your blogs for contact. Put in a contact button. Or just a link to contact you to your contact page. Like every time you have a gallery, have a link back to contact you somehow. Don't let people get lost in your website. Create paths. Every single page on your website should lead back to either your collections here with what you're offering, your experience, or to your contact. Every single page on your website, I will say it again, every single page on your website needs to either link back to here with what you offer or straight to your contact. All of them. That is your path, your main path. Home, I'm going to keep calling it packages. Home, packages, contact. Home, packages, contact. That is your main path. Every single side path needs to come back to one of those points. Preferably not your homepage though, because if you lead someone back to your homepage, they feel like they're starting all over and then it's frustrating. So I wouldn't necessarily lead them back to the homepage. But definitely lead them back over to your experience and to your contact. Every single page on your website should lead back to one of those. And eventually, obviously, these go to your contact page. So everything does funnel down to contact. That is the goal. That is the end goal. So you do have some work to do. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And good luck.